All right, hey, welcome everybody to episode number 56 of Hangar 18. And who'd have thought we got this far? According to some people, that's one episode for every week in the year, as has been famously trolled by somebody talking about a minimum wage thing, where they were talking about, X amount of per hour times so many hours times 56 weeks in a year, and they thought they were going to put it out on the internet and be all smart. And unfortunately for them, somebody screen capped up and said, hey, by the way, there's only 52 weeks in a year, and it was pretty amusing to me, I thought. Anyway, as always, I'm your giant blue cerulean. Hey, like that fucking $5 word. Cerulean, wow. Stabby-faced, motherfucking killer robot from another planet, Thundercracker. With me, as always, is my bludgeony-faced
Thank you.
Spock to my Kirk. This great southern baritone panty dropper, Dreadland.
Hello.
Yes. And I'm just looking at this screen right now, and I can see the reflection of the Slayer shirt that I'm wearing. And I remember when I got this shirt, it was somebody else was going to a Slayer concert, and I said, hey, pick me up a shirt. They said, what kind do you want? I said, get the most offensive shirt you could possibly find. They said, okay. So this shirt, it has a Catholic priest, and he's tearing his chest open, and there's a pentagram inside of it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that pretty much amused me. So anyway, welcome to the fucking show. And now we're going to get started as we always do. Hey, we had 2 viewers there for a split second. Now it's back down to 1.
Oh.
Unless it was like Inception and like one person's on there more than once.
That's entirely possible.
Get out of my head, Leonardo DiCaprio, or whoever the fuck the guy was in Inception. Was it Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh. I don't remember.
I don't fucking know. All right, so anyway, I don't like it. I never did watch that fucking. Somebody told me it was like very
surreal, I guess. Yeah.
Very like confusing, I've heard.
Yeah, I watched it once, but I honestly don't remember who's in it.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. So anyway, we're going to do our heavy metal news as we always do, and I'm going to just do this off the cuff. Just right off the cuff.
Ooh.
I don't even know what that phrase means, but I'm going to do it right off the cuff, and I haven't even looked these up. Or just things that I know that I think are newsworthy. Jack and Ozzy Osbourne are they're doing a show called Ozzy's World Detour. Ozzy and Jack's World Detour, right? And I think it's on, I forget which channel. This might be the History Channel. I know Ozzy's a history buff, and like the History Channel doesn't show really history shows anymore, really, except at certain times. But at any rate, they're doing this. I just watched the most recent episode, and I thought it was pretty cool. They go to this guy's house to get a diddly bow.
Okay.
And if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like they make it's like a homemade guitar made out of like a box, and sometimes it only has 1 string, sometimes it has 3 strings. They're real popular in blues music, right? And they're going to get one of those for Ozzy. But what I thought was really cool about it is Ozzy goes to this guy's basement. This guy's got this diddly bow, and he's got it hooked into an amp. He's got this little tiny drum set, and like Ozzy pulls out his harmonica and just wails away on this little like jam they were doing, which is pretty cool. And like the reason why I mention it is like in the last season of this show, World Detour, Ozzy went to some place and got like a handmade harmonica, and like he was trying to play it and he wasn't all that great. So he's obviously been practicing quite a bit, because he sounded amazing when he did this little jam with this guy.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's my first piece of news. I know it's kind of not really.
Ozzy did actually do harmonica
on the Wizard, right? Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, and that's what he played in that first season. He played a little bit from the Wizard, and he wasn't like all that great. But my second piece of news is, I'm not sure if you're aware, and it's not even, maybe it's not even heavy metal news. There's a band called Kiss.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. Anyway, they're apparently very patriotic, and I didn't know this, but I was watching this video today of Kiss, and they're standing in front of this giant American flag, like in their background, right? And they apparently they put $1 of every ticket sold on the tour went to for one leg of the tour went to helping veterans get jobs. So they donated $150,000, which I thought was really cool to start with.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
right. And then they did they had everybody in the audience do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then they did the national anthem, right, on guitar, which is pretty cool. But then at the end of it, which this was great, the lead singer guy with the star on his face, whatever the fuck his chops is,
Paul Stanley.
Yeah, that's the guy. He came out and he goes, and fuck Colin Kaepernick, which I thought was pretty funny.
Nice.
So that's my news. What do you have for us, Dreadwind?
Newfound respect for Kiss. In my news, the legendary New Orleans thrash band Exhorter
Exhorter
is back.
Oh, good deal.
That's right. The new Exhorter lineup features founding members Vinny Labella on guitar and Kyle Thomas on vocals. Oh, what's that? Okay. Was that you or me?
No, I didn't hear anything.
That's okay. It must be a stupid website. There's like an ad that just came on out of nowhere.
That's happened to me before too.
Okay, so also featuring members Jason Vibrooks from Heathen on bass, Marzi Montazeri, former Superjoint Ritual on other guitar, and Sasha Horn from Forbidden on drums. They have signed a management deal with Asia, which is it's not the country Asia. It's
is it the band Asia?
No, it's not the band Asia either. It's an acronym for All Independent Service Alliance. I have actually had to look that one up. No word on if they're going to be doing any new material, but supposedly they're going to be playing their 2 albums, Slaughter in the Vatican and The Law, in its entirety at some point. And they'll be doing a homecoming show in New Orleans on February 12th. They'll also be playing the St. Vitus Bar in Brooklyn, New York, February 9th and February 10th. I'm guessing they're going to do 1 album on each night.
Oh, fancy.
So, yeah, so you can check that out if you're a fan of Exhorter. Also, in news of playing the entire album, Crowbar is set to play the entire Oddfellows Rest album in full at Roadburn 2018.
That's a good album. My only deal though with like when they do all album, right? Like Megadeth is really known for doing that, right? Like just recently they did like a Rust in Peace tour, which not really Rust in Peace tour, but they pretty much played everything in Rust in Peace, and then like sprinkled their hits on top of that, right? Which I guess that's okay, but I mean I'm not a fan of that. I prefer like the all the shit from your various genres type deal, as opposed to like going through and just smashing. Unless it's like your fucking debut tour, which I guess you don't have a choice then. But if you got like 9 albums, if you got 9 albums under your belt, play some other shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine like Metallica going out to this day, although it would be awesome, and just doing like Master of Puppets, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I have mixed feelings because on the one hand, it would be cool to hear like an entire album, like something.
The deep tracks.
If it's a really classic album like Master of Puppets or Rust in Peace, you know, like that's like the cornerstone of their entire career.
Right.
You know, it would be cool to hear the whole album in its entirety, but at the same time, it would suck to not hear like "For Whom the Bell Tolls." And, you know, right. You know, so yeah.
So for some reason that reminds me of like all these people were asking me recently about like what I would suggest to them for heavy metal, right? Like 3 different people asked me that shit on Thoughts from Thundercracker, right? And I thought I did a pretty good job on like what I thought were like the 5 cornerstone, like, you know, basic metal introductory type package albums, right?
Right.
But then some guy suggested Corvus. Like, what? Corvus? Yeah, exactly. For fucking introductory? I'm gonna go with I think Metallica's a little bit better known. All right, anyway. That's your news?
Yeah, that's it. That's all
right, that's it for our news. That's the place where you can get unbiased fucking news right here on Hangar 18, right?
Right.
And we're not gonna say, yeah, well they put out this album, therefore they're fucking Nazis. We're not gonna do that here. Anyway, our very first song we're gonna review is from a little known band from Arlington, Texas, formed in 1981 called Pantera.
Bunch of Nazis.
Filling song was racist. All right. Anyway, Pantera, and the song in particular is Cowboys from Hell. I can't believe we went this long without reviewing Cowboys from Hell, the song.
I know, right?
It's the title track off their 1990 release, and Cowboys from Hell. That's like right when they did their transition from a power metal, like glam rock band into an actual heavy metal band, right? Like they put out albums before Cowboys from Hell, but I would not suggest going out and buying them. I know Blake Russell likes them a lot, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right. My notes are instantly that fucking guitar in the front sounds like you're being plugged into an ass-kicking machine. Ooh. And then the groove drops like a drunken whore at 2 a.m. at the local bar. The lyrics are fucking amazing, and they do not kowtow to PC bullshit. Probably one of the most recognizable main guitar riffs of all time. The solo is goddamn brilliant, and the way it effortlessly transitions into and out of the song is fucking amazing. And finally, the drumming is fucking spotless. The album was ranked number 11 on the October 2006 issue of Guitar World magazine's list of the greatest 100 guitar albums of all time. It was ranked number 85, best heavy metal album of all time by MetalRules.com, and I think that's pretty low. IGN named Cowboys from Hell 19th most influential heavy metal album of all time. I think that might be low too. It's also credited as being defining of groove metal. So I give this a 10. Redwin.
Yeah, I hardly have any notes on this because the song just kicks ass on its own. As soon as the intro starts, you know what's coming. You know, just complete badassery. And the riff, which is that main riff you're talking about, kicks in at like 34 seconds in, is just pure eargasm. How's that word for you?
Yeah, works good. I like it.
Eargasm. Yeah. It's pure raw attitude all the way through from beginning to end.
Yeah, attitude. That's a good word for it. Attitude.
Yeah. Pantera kind of, especially these whole albums, just all of Pantera, really. I was trying to think of an album that doesn't do that, but they all really define attitude. That's like full. All of their albums are just full of attitude.
Yeah, right. I agree.
You know, this was my introduction to Pantera when this came out. This was the first song I heard. I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!"
Right, fucking amazing. Right?
Yeah, amazing album. This song gave it a 10. Also, again, I don't have any notes on it because if you haven't heard, just go fucking listen to it already.
Yeah, right. Go listen. It's Cowboys from Hell, for crying out loud. I mean, come on.
You know how some sports teams come out and they'll come out to like songs or whatever for like their theme song. I always imagine this is like if I ever became like the head coach or the owner of the Oakland Raiders, this would be the theme song.
Oh yeah, which is weird because it's got Cowboys in the name.
Yeah, I know, but you know, yeah, I know.
Okay, all right. So our next song, which I think this next song was like a little hidden gem, I think, in my opinion. It's from a band called Archaic, and they're from Budapest, Hungary, formed in 2004. It's from their album In the Face of Pain, There Are No Heroes EP, which I don't even know what EP stands for. I think it's like one of those things like it's like I think it's always like one of those things they put out like a little mini album with like 3 songs on it.
It is. It harkens back to. I'm going to learn you something here. You ready?
Ooh, yeah.
It harkens back to the old days with
vinyl
records and vinyl, and you had LP, which stands for long play, and EP, which stands for extended play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, normally extended play you would think would mean longer, but they had back then the vinyls came out. You had singles that would actually come out on vinyls.
Ah, right.
So you'd have a single which had just one song on one side, and then the B-side song on the other side.
Usually cover, right? Yeah.
The full album was LP because it was a long play album.
Oh.
You had a full album worth of songs, and then at some point in there, they started putting out something in between, which was not a full-length album, but it was longer than the singles. So they called it EP, extended play, because it was kind of like a single, but it was an extended single.
Oh, well, goddamn.
There you go.
Fucking, we need one of those like stars to go by. The more you know. All right. Anyway, the song is called Hidden Desire. The song is a thrash punch in the fucking mouth right from the riff. And it slides from riff to riff without really affecting the tempo too much, which is basically a fucking semi going 90 mile an hour down the highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lead singer has more than a little bit of Randy Blythe to him, which he's Lamb of God singer, if you don't know that, and you should know that. The solo is fucking killer. The video itself is extremely well done for a graphic video. The breakdown that follows the word sin is heavy as fuck, and there's also a great tempo change at 224. And my favorite part about it is, at one point, right in that breakdown, it sounds like he says, "Until you fart in the dark smoke." which is not what he says, but it's what it sounds like he says because the guy's Hungarian, so he's got an accent, right? Anyway, I really like this. I thought it was kind of like one of those like surprises you find sometimes when you're doing these. I give it an 8.5. I'm really a fan of it.
Like a Cracker Jack box, huh?
Yeah, right. It's like a little fucking rub-on tattoo down there.
Okay, so Archaic. Yeah, I didn't hear these guys before. It's got a very speedy, kind of thrashy opening to it. The video kind of confused me a little bit. I was like, I'm not sure what was going on. It was zombies or some kind of possession, zombie, ghost haunting type stuff. I remember
the chick flying up off the bed.
Yeah, chick flying up off the bed and stuff.
In her underwear.
The first picture they showed, I couldn't tell if she was supposed to be like a ghost or a zombie or what was going on there.
She's a Gombi.
A Gombi. Okay. A Gombi bear. Look out here, the Gombi bears.
Here and there and everywhere. Okay.
The first 2.5 minutes, I don't know, it didn't change up too much. I kind of got, I went back and listened to it again a second time, and there is a difference between the verse and the chorus, but it's not a huge, I don't like the tempo doesn't change at all between the verse and the chorus. And the first time listening through it, the chorus didn't jump out at me. You know, normally when you listen to a song, the chorus kind of jumps out and grabs you.
Right.
And, yeah, and there's a distinction between it and between the verse. And it didn't do that to me the first time I listened to it. I went back and listened to it the second time and actually paid attention to it. And then I was able to, okay, there's the chorus part. But it just kind of casually listening, it didn't jump out at me. The drums I thought were a bit weak in the mix. They just didn't sound powerful at all. They were just a little too weak. There was finally a change up at 2.5 minutes, and then that lasted for about a minute before we went back to the original thing. I liked the change up. I wish they would have done a little bit more with that. Overall, it was okay. I didn't give it a great like ringing endorsement or anything, but it wasn't bad either. That's my ringing endorsement. It wasn't bad.
That's probably true.
7.5 on this one.
I thought you were going to rate it lower than that. All right.
No,
all right. All right, that's wrong. Let's move on.
It just didn't jump out at you. That was my biggest thing, you know. It just kind of.
All right.
Okay.
Our next band is Luviete. I don't know how the fuck they pronounce it.
Ooh, I had no idea.
But it is Eluveitie, and they're from Winterthur, Switzerland, 2002. The song is called Rebirth, and it's from their 2017 album, Evocation 2. The Pantheon, and from what I read, they did this entire album in extinct language, which is Gaulish, which is pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of Eluviete's music is super folky and not very metal. This is definitely not an example of that. They transitioned from a fairly heavy thrash track to a chick singing with an ethereal chorus in a forest so smoothly that you don't even feel jarred. I was not a fan. Wait a minute, where am I at here? I was not ready for that solo to be so awesome, but why also so short? Because the guy just rips into this killer solo, and he's like, I'm done. After like 5 seconds. What the fuck? The harsh singer sounds a bit like the dude from Demu Borgir. Yeah. I also bet it is hard as fuck to look metal while playing a flute. The second solo was pretty fucking awesome also, and also pretty short. The lead singer chick can also sing pretty well because she does like clean vocals, and she also harmonizes with the death metal guy at points. And I don't know if I'm a fan of the harmonizing, but her regular singing is pretty spot on. I think this may be our first song that has a harp in it because they're out in the woods playing a harp.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the first one with a flute in it.
Right. The song is beautifully orchestrated and arranged. I mean, it's like they got a whole bunch of different styles in there, and like that normally would look like, fucking Fred Sanford's living room, but it actually put it together pretty well, I thought. Eluviette infuses traditional Celtic folk melodies with Gothenburg-styled melodic death metal. Eluviette uses traditional folk instruments in their music, such as fiddles, tin whistles, and flutes. I'm not even sure what a tin whistle is. This is that thing goes, I don't know. Bagpipes and hurdy-gurdies. The traditional folk tunes in their song have been drawn from various sources, including traditional Irish reels. While many of their lyrics are in English, some are in the ancient, extinct Gaulish language. In some instances, the two languages are intertwined throughout the song. And just like I was saying, their new album is entirely in Gaulish. And I rank this a 8.5 Dreadwind. What do you think?
Wow.
How you pronounce their name, Rebirth.
Illuviete?
Illuvieti, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we're on the complete opposite end on this song. I did not find this. No, okay, all right. So it starts out, and I'm thinking, oh, we have a black metal band, and then flutes and violins kick in, and like, oh, we have a black folk metal band, or is it folk black metal? I don't know. One of the two. Black metal, folk metal. Anyway, I thought I liked the female vocalist. I thought she kind of had, and I guess I wasn't sure what they were with some of the vocals, but I kind of got that Irish style, vibe from her singing. And then of course the male vocals are very, very, like you said, Dimmu Borgir black metal style vocals. And then I was like, hey, is that a lyre they're playing? There's a hurdy-gurdy.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of folk metal instruments mixed in with, or folk metal, a lot of folk instruments mixed in with the metal instruments. To me, the changes from black metal to folk metal actually were very jarring. I didn't find it was cohesive at all. It sounded like to me like they had two completely separate songs. They had a black metal song and a folk metal song, and they chopped them both up and just kind of pasted them together.
Spliced them up, huh?
Just spliced them together. Yeah, the big guitar / hurdy-gurdy solo that they had, that felt like the most cohesive part to me. Was that when I thought that was a really good transition. It was the guitar solo, and then I think it went from that straight into the, I guess, it was a hurdy-gurdy solo. But I thought it was a good transition, and that was the best mesh of the two styles of the entire song. The rest of the song just kind of sounded sporadic to me. I did not really like it at all. I gave it a 6.5.
You're gonna be wrong this entire podcast, aren't you?
Probably.
Other than Cowboys from Hell, you got it all wrong. All right. Moving on. The next band apparently was named after a Deathclock song. It's called Bloodrocuted, and they were formed in Belgium in 2010. The album is called For the Dead Travel Fast, and the song is called Ominous. My very first note is, hey, did these dudes get their name from a Deathclock song? Which is kind of that joke. I am digging this opening that almost sounds like has almost like an old school Slayer riff vibe to it. The main riff almost sounds like what you would hear in a heavy metal movie about ancient Egypt. It's got that, like, you know, like every time you, like on the Discovery Channel, when they'll like show like a temple in ancient Egypt, and they got that music going on. Right. Like if you put a heavy metal guitar like playing that, that's what the fucking sound is like. Definitely some old school Metallica references in their drum transitions, circa Master of Puppets, like the whole hitting the guitar note and hitting the drum at the exact same time, like dun 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 that type of thing.
Right.
Like Battery. Anyway, the song seems like it is at full gear all the time with nothing to break it up. So I wrote it first. Later on, they kind of broke it up a little bit. I am a fan of the chorus, but I was not expecting a bass guitar breakdown out of nowhere. There is a dueling guitar section with a heavy blast beat. Like I just like for like a minute, they're just like, and it even like if you have headphones on, it goes from like your left ear to your right ear.
Yeah.
Where else? Oh, the solo is pretty average. Also, probably at least 1 minute too long, maybe even 90 seconds too long. I give this a 6.5. Dreadborn, what did you think of Bloodrocuted Ominous?
Yeah, I wrote very cool intro, and that's probably the best part of the song. The mix sounds way off. And there was like one comment on the video,
right? Yeah,
and the guy commented, he mentions it, and he says something about it sucks that all my work didn't come out through or whatever. Blah. So I don't know if that's the engineer or if he's part of the band, or I have no idea.
Yeah, I read that. I thought maybe the same thing.
Yeah, so maybe it was just a bad upload to YouTube. I don't know, but the mix was really bad on this version, at least. The riff at 1:20 was pretty cool. Kind of that old school thrashy Metallica type.
Yep.
Feel. Pretty standard modern thrash so far is what I wrote. I don't know what point of the song I was at, but so far it's nothing really jumping out at me. Pretty standard modern thrash. There was that sudden drop at 3.5 minutes with just the bass guitar that came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, was not expecting that, and I wasn't sure if I liked it or not because it was so out of left field, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That leads into the solo. 4 minutes and 5 seconds after the solo, at 4 minutes and 5 seconds, which is after the solo, there's a breakdown that starts with alternating guitars.
Yep.
And yeah, that was, like you said, yeah, I gave it a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nothing spectacular.
All right.
I didn't want to knock it too much because of the mix, because like I said, reading that comment, I wasn't sure if, you know, maybe there's a better mixed version that sounds better. I don't know.
Gotcha. Our next band is Devos. Crack that whip. No, not those guys. Spelled differently. Deivos, and they are from Lublin, Poland, 1997. Man, Poland puts out some metal.
Yeah.
This song is called "Dust of the Universe," and the album is called "Endemic Divine." Okay, my notes are, okay, so far, the best part of this song is the little drum roll at the very beginning. It sounds a bit like Vader sped up to 1.5 times speed. This is almost like technical death metal that someone forgot to tell the band was supposed to be technical. I'm not sure if there's more than one singer or they're double tracking one singer, but doing that with a death metal growl does not work at all. When I first turned this song on, I was clean shaven. After listening to it, I'm still clean shaven because this song fucking sucks. I give Divos, Dust of the Universe, a 5.5 Dread.
Oh, yeah. Not many notes on this one. I put death metal here. Pretty standard so far. The chorus, question mark, part around 1 minute is pretty cool. I guess I'm not sure if that was a chorus or not, because, yeah. The guitar solo started good, then kind of went off the rails, like a lot.
on a crazy train?
Yeah, like, whoa, okay. He just really went out there. Like, slow down, Yingwei.
I thought his name was Yngwie.
Yeah, Yingwei, Wingwei, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
All right, calm down.
What his name is. Swedish name.
Nazi.
Yeah. Swedish name. He plays a Fender. Nobody cares what his name is.
Whoa! Whoa!
Shots fired.
Yngwie is fucking awesome guitarist. I'm sorry. Fuck. What do you ESP?
I didn't say he wasn't awesome. I just don't like the guitar he plays. And
what are you an ESP guy?
ESP and Ibanez, yeah.
Oh, so do you have a picture of like Ibanez, fucking Calvin pissing on a fucking? What's the other one?
No, I don't. Yeah, the Fender. Yeah, no, yeah. I don't. But I just nothing about Fender ever appealed to me, and you know, whatever. So yeah, back to this. The song picks up intensity after the solo, but it's pretty standard death metal without the technical. Yeah, I gave it a 6.
Yeah, it's definitely not Cannibal Corpse. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
All right, on to a brighter note. Metallica, cover of Ennio Morricone's Ecstasy of Gold. Metallica, of course, formed in Los Angeles, California in 1981. This is off the album We All Love Ennio Morricone, which features a bunch of different artists covering Ennio Morricone's work. And if you don't know what Ennio Morricone is, apparently you never have seen a Western in your life, because he about wrote all of the soundtracks for pretty much all of the spaghetti Westerns, right?
Yeah. Hey, do you know why they call them spaghetti Westerns?
Because they were filmed in Italy?
Yes.
Look at that. You're not going to get me twice on learning me something. All right. Here we go. My notes are as follows. I love this song for 2 reasons. One is the fact that Metallica used to play it to open concerts, not this version of it, but like the actual real version of it.
Right.
Open concerts when they're at the top of their game, and I still get involuntary chills down my spine when I hear it. It's like as soon as you heard that, like you knew it was coming. It was like they were just about to come out here and kick your ass for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Secondly, it is playing during one of my favorite scenes of one of my favorite movies, where he's out there fucking trying to dig up all the graves. I love that fucking movie.
Good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep, it's an amazing movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should probably watch it because it's fucking awesome. Any one of those Man with No Name trilogies movies are fucking great. All right. I just love the fact, here's like what I consider good about music, right? Or one of the things. It's like when it can make you visualize something. And what did I say? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here we go. I just love the fact that you can actually see a lone rider trotting across the desert landscape when you hear the opening. And then you can see him getting chased by a posse when the tempo speeds up. Finally, you can see his final moments of life when the tempo slows back down. See, like that, to me, the whole song tells a story. You can visualize what's going on. It's fucking amazing. All right. Metallica did an excellent job of matching up instrumentation on this cover because, big surprise, Ennio Morricone did not use like fucking drop tune guitars and amps when he did it. But they did a pretty good job, and I think we could have done without Hetfield's half-assed vocals. That's my only one real knock on this. Is like he does that. I'm not really a fan of that, but I gave it an 8.5.
Ouch. Man, that's fucking wrong. Okay, here we go.
Is that one of your favorite parts?
Sit down and let me shit all over this one. All right, you ready?
Damn.
Yeah. All right. First of all, Ecstasy of Gold from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The original. It's a fucking 10. Okay.
Masterpiece. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely beautiful piece of work. I'm totally with you. When Metallica used to play at the beginning of the shows, you get goosebumps because you know what's coming, But we're reviewing Metallica's version of this song right now.
Right.
Starts off as a pretty typical tribute. Not bad at all. I think they do a great job initially. Okay. The first probably minute and a half is really good. But then they pick up the tempo a bit, and James just starts with, yeah, which sounds really cheesy compared to the like actual choir that they used in the original song. Kirk is just absolutely living on the wah pedal. I mean, like he doesn't let up off the wah pedal for the entire fucking song.
So what you're saying is like Rick Sanchez used his portal gun to bring Kirk Hammett onto a wah pedal universe.
I don't know who Rick Sanchez is, but okay, we'll go with that.
It's from Rick and Morty, man.
So we'll go with. I don't watch that show. We'll go with that. Okay. Then it just after that. Okay, so after all that, it just starts to sound like a jam session. Like they completely lose the integrity of the song after that, and they're just okay. Just do whatever the fuck you want now. We're just gonna jam for the next 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, like fuck it. Just play whatever we want from here on out. At 3:20, the actual symphony style music finishes it off, which I thought was probably the best sounding part of the entire song, which ironically enough does not include Metallica on it. Yeah, I am not a fan of this version.
I could tell.
I gave it a 5.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's just like a big fucking jam session after the first minute. Like I said, the first minute is great because they stick to the original and it's got the guitars and it comes in and starts out great. And then Kurt comes in with the wah pedal and Jamie goes, yeah. And then this jam for, like randomly jam session after that. And it's, yeah.
All right. Okay.
No thanks.
So what did you rate it, a 5?
5.
My God damn. Okay. All right, let's see if we can salvage some symbiosis from the rest of the songs here, right? All right. Ozzy Osbourne, who started his solo career in 1979, which is like amazing that he had like 2 careers that have like they're both of them that old. Anyway, this is from their album No Rest for the Wicked, 1988. The song is called Fire in the Sky. The song starts out with an airy mix of drums and keyboards, and I think a chorus. Then a drum roll takes you into a fucking brilliant setup of sleazy sounding guitars and Ozzy's voice. I meant to put an adjective in there for Ozzy's voice, but I don't know what you're going to call it.
I think everybody knows Ozzy's voice at this point.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. I'm really not a fan of the little keyboard embellishments they do during the verse part of the song. It's like there's like these little tinkling type things going on. The lyrics are fucking amazing, and Ozzy's at the top of his game with his vocals in the song. The guitar work is phenomenal, and you can actually hear the drumming. And it hasn't been so heavily produced that it sounds like a bunch of clicks, which is pretty prominent in today's metal. Like they got the drums, they just like neuter them and make them just like clicks. I don't get that. I like the sound of a drum, right?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit, that solo is amazing. Will take your goddamn soul into the stratosphere before it dumps you back down into a bluesy, cloudy breakdown. Bonus points for the song name also being the name of a Transformers episode.
Yeah.
I give this song a 9.0 Dreadwood.
Oh, yeah. So this one starts with a keyboard, and this is off the No Rest for the Wicked album, and I believe it's a bonus track off that album.
It is.
If I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah, the keyboard opening kind of almost sounds like something off the Legend soundtrack.
Totally sounds like something off the Legend soundtrack.
Yeah. Then the guitars kick in around 45 seconds. This is the recording debut of Zakk Wylde.
Zakk Wylde.
His first album with the Ozzy Osbourne band.
That little known guy.
Yeah. Very bass heavy also. You can actually hear the bass guitar.
You sure can.
Zakk on this song has yet to really develop his signature style.
You mean artificial harmonics every 10 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah, that. And the main riff still sounds very much like the early 80s Ozzy era, rather than the later Ozzy stuff like No More Tears and what was the other Osmosis and stuff like that features Zakk. This song in general has a much bigger, more epic feel to it than its more popular radio hits. And then the solo at 4.5 minutes. Holy crap, there's Zakk Wylde. That's signature Zakk. And he's got the solo down. That's kicks your ass. I give it a 9.0 also.
No, fucking somebody. See, I knew we could fucking.
Yeah, we got Ozzy. Leave it up to Ozzy.
All right. Now our next band is Death. And R.I.P. Chuck, right?
Yep.
The band formed in Orlando, Florida in 1983. This is from their album Individual Thought Patterns from 1993, which I believe is their 5th album. And the song is called The Philosopher, which if you haven't heard this song before, go and listen to it because, okay, big shocker. The guitar is amazing right from the get-go. But the surprise part is that the drums and vocals are also killing it. I really can't say much about this song because to me it is like a big Ron Jeremy cock of musical perfection in my ear pussy. The album contains the track. This is about their Individual Thought Patterns album. This album contains the track "The Philosopher," for which a music video was made that received airplay on MTV and was even featured on the comedically panned by Beavis and Butthead, where the duo mistake the boy in the video for Jeremy in the Pearl Jam video and mock Schrodinger's vocals. According to MetalRules.com, the album is the 100th greatest heavy metal album of all time. I don't know if I agree with that. As well as the 11th greatest extreme metal album of all time. That's probably a little bit closer to the mark. The album is included in Guitar Player magazine's Metal Guitar Albums Top 20. The album was remixed and re-released by Relapse Records. That's a lot of re.
That's a lot of re's. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, reissued, remixed, reissue. Fuck. In 2011, which this is the version we listened to, was the remix, right? And I give this a 10 because it's Death at its best for me. And I really am a fan of it. Trevor, what do you think?
Oh, okay. I really liked it. I didn't quite like it that much, but I did like it. Nice heavy intro. And you talked earlier about how like when a song can paint a picture in your head.
Yep.
This one definitely does that. This sounds like the armies of hell are marching to war. And I could totally picture a heavy metal style animation, like the movie Heavy Metal style animation of thousands of demon troops marching against a red sky and flames and shit all around.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that solo was fucking awesome. The bass line is wicked. And I love the line, "You know so much about nothing at all." I thought that was a great lyric.
Yep.
I really like the song. I gave it 8.5.
And so I was saying holy shit because like you basically like jumped the shark on my next review.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, with that like visual we had. All right, so our next band is the all cartoon band Death Clock. Basically, their first album was released in September 25th, 2007, but they were on Metalocalypse before that. This is their second album, the Death Album 2, released in 2009. The song is called The Cyborg Slayers. And the reason why I put this on here is because of that opening riff. The opening riff to this song is probably one of the greatest examples of modern heavy metal music I can think of. It's just like, it's just amazing to me. It's just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The simplicity of the lyrics fit the song perfectly. Like, one of my favorite lyrics is "Leave no one alive, let no one survive." That's just, I love that. For a cartoon band, the solo in this song seems pretty much like a winged demon ejaculating death all over a horde of brainwashed zombies.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at with the parallels. Although yours was a little bit less sexual. But every time I think of demons, I get a hard on. You know. All right. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Okay, the album was recorded at Bomb Shelter Studios and the Danger Zone. I wonder if there's a highway that leads there.
I'm sure there is.
The deluxe edition includes a bonus DVD with 52 minutes of never-before-released music videos featured in the 2008 Death Clock tour. I give Cyborg Slayers an 8.5. Edwin, what did you think?
Ooh, I absolutely love this song.
It's great, isn't it?
From the beginning to end, it's just awesome.
Yep.
Great. That the intro, like you said, I mean, as soon as it starts, that opening riff just grabs you right away and just starts banging your head on the table, you know.
Yep.
It's heavy and brutal. Still manages to have a great groove to it, though. It makes you want to bang your head. Very catchy riffs. Holy shit, the change up at 2 minutes and 15 seconds was fucking brilliant. Very Sabbath vibe and part of it. Another killer change up for the solo. I don't even have any like other notes because it was just an awesome song. 9.5.
Damn, 9.5. And this is I think isn't Death Clock like Brendan Small basically just doing everything?
Yeah, basically it's like his solo project. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Black Anvil, formed in New York City in 2007. This is the title track of their 2016 release, As Was. A really weird name for a song. Okay, my first note is, holy fucking shit, is this song 7 minutes long?
Yeah.
Okay, I love the somber guitar in the intro, and then the giant epic blasting intro, which smacks of power metal. I'm kind of a fan of the way that they managed to mix folk, power, doom, and black metal into a song that's not even 2 minutes old yet. I mean, it has influences from a lot of places, and I'm about to name their influences here, so see what I'm talking about. Yeah. The band has cited Poison Idea, Celtic Frost, Black Sabbath, Metallica, Agnostic Front, Possessed, Sodom, Creator, Carnivore, Venom, Twisted Sister, Merciful Fate, Dark Throne, Bad Brains, and Black Flag as their influences.
Wow.
I don't know if I would chalk them to any of those bands I just listed as being that good, but I mean, it's not a bad song, but it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of long, way too long to start with, and it's like kind of like too artsy for my taste. It's almost like it's not really black metal. And a lot of people were bitching about, hey, this isn't black metal, and they were, you know, striking back. Well, fuck you, we do what we want, right? Which, you know, that gets kind of old on both ends.
Yeah.
But anyway, I give it a 6.5. It wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't totally awful either. Trevor, what did you think?
Yeah, artsy is a good word for it. Like I said, a lot of different influences, and there was a lot of comments on. Like every other comment was, "This isn't black metal."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay. Apparently, some of their other stuff, like their previous albums, or I don't know very much about this band.
Pure black metal.
Yeah, we're much more straight up black metal, and this apparently is a little more experimental stuff for them. So
yeah, that's always good for the diehard fans.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
That's the mode of black metal.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like every other album you did. This sucks. Yeah.
Some cases that's justified saying that.
This is true.
Load, reload.
Right. Saint Anger.
Hard words help shut.
So it's got a very slow, soft, clean guitar intro, very atmospheric sounding.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good way to put it.
Before the distorted guitars kick in.
I guess if you want to like lay down in a bathtub full of Calgon and like relax with some black metal.
Yeah, I guess so. what do I have? Follow the same pattern as first. I have no idea what I wrote that for.
Are you high?
Oh, that's what it is. The distorted guitars kick in, and the distorted guitars are following the same pattern as the clean guitars, but they're just distorted. That's what it was.
Okay.
I wrote very interesting. I wasn't expecting clean vocals when he starts singing. And then he switches to the black metal style vocals. So he does a mix of both in this song. Music, it's a strange combination. It's definitely not a song. I would definitely not label this song black metal for
Me
sure.
neither.
Now, maybe the band as a whole would be black metal. You know, it's kind of like Sabbath. You know, Sabbath gets lumped in with doom metal all the time, but they're not really doom like some of their songs are.
Right.
But I wouldn't classify them as a doom metal band. Like the song Black Sabbath is very much a doom metal song.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't classify the band as doom metal just because of one or two songs. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep, totally.
So kind of the same thing here. You know, maybe the rest of the work is more black metal, but this song isn't. The music itself is kind of a mix of progressive and doom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then the vocals are a mix of like progressive and black metal.
Mm-hmm.
So take those and kind of mix them together, and that's what you get. I gave him points for being unique and creative. Yeah, it's something you might have to listen to a couple of times to fully appreciate it, maybe. Or maybe it's just not your cup of tea. Either way, I gave it a 7.0.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah, it's not, like you said, it's not horrible, but it's not, you know, I don't know. It's unique.
All right. Well, that does it for our song reviews, where Dreadwin was wrong, like I think 40% of the time.
Okay.
Now we are going to do a couple commercials from our sponsors, and our first sponsor is Dan's Anti-Batman Spray.
Oh.
Are you sick of Batman fans insisting that Batman is absolutely invincible and cannot ever be scratched by anything whatsoever, including elder gods? Just spray this patented chemical formula into your eyes, and you will no longer have to put up with their insufferable fanboying. Be careful, though. Batman is known to have anti-Batman spray. No purchase necessary. Not available in all 50 states. Go ahead.
Nice. Is a secret ingredient bleach?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Are you in legal trouble? Are you facing battery charges? Suffering from whiplash? Caught illegally downloading a song? Call the law offices of Hetfield, Hammett, and Ulrich. Our friendly staff will help you with our patented Justice for All legal kit. Just one call, and we'll put you on the path to freedom for a nominal fee. Hetfield, Hammett, and Ulrich. Justice for all and justice for you.
I like it. That's great. Fucking sound like a video. That's great. Okay. All right. Cornflakes. Spelled Khorne flakes. Cornflakes. Start your day right with a heaping bowl of the steaming entrails of your enemies served over a warped pile of universal suffering. When you aspire to the brass throne, it always helps if you have the right fuel to get your day of slaughter started right. 100% of your daily allowance of violence, gore, and stabbing people in the face. Blood for the blood god, skull for the sculptor. Cornflakes. Ask for him by name.
Nice.
That works really good if you know who Korn is.
Yeah, when you said corn, I was expecting the other corn.
Oh.
Yeah.
The all day I need about this. All day I need about this. Those guys?
Yep. Yeah, those guys. Man, I got goosebumps. I was right there on that one.
I don't know. I don't like Korn at all. So.
Yeah, I know. I like a few of their songs off the first album.
Okay, now you've raised it to 60% wrong on this one.
Oh, okay.
Just give you 20% more wrong just for saying that you like.
Just for saying that. Just because a couple of their songs are okay.
You threw Korn a bone. That's fucking bad news.
All right. If you've always wanted to be that really cool goth person who hangs out in the corner of the room, not talking to anyone, but just didn't have the right hair color to pull off the look, then try Typo Negative's Black No. 1 hair dye. With black #1, you'll be loving the dead in no time. Just 10 minutes to apply, and you can simulate a lifetime of abuse and neglect, or just a desperate cry for attention. Try black #1 hair dye today and get a free sample of our newest color, October Rust, specially formulated to bring out the redhead in you. Use as directed.
Ooh, yeah. You know what would have been greatest if you had one more called the Green Man. Oh.
Oh, that would be nice.
See, missed opportunity right there.
Missed opportunity. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That's next quarter.
All right, I think that about wraps it up for the show. I'm not going to be anywhere this weekend because con season is slowly winding down. Some of the dudes in my garrison are going to be going at the Chicago Pop Culture Con. So if you're in the Chicago area, go there and donate heavily. Our little garrison our goal is going to be $3,000 for this year. We're already up to $2,750, so we're getting pretty close to our goal.
Cool.
Yeah, and overall the group raised $16,000 for Canine Warriors, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did a pretty good job. And I think weekend after this one, I'll be at Central Ohio Comic Con, which nobody's going to go to because it's a super tiny convention. But Dred, when you got anything going on?
No, the local gaming store that we go to play X-Wings closing down this weekend, so that's sad news.
Yeah, same thing happened to me. That's why I had to sell off my Warhammer army.
Yeah, so we'll have to find a new place to play that. But no, nothing going on.
All right, well, hey, motherfuckers, stay metal out there and try not to be Nazis and commies to each other. Good win.
Stay metal. Catch you next week.
We're out.